Hey, it's Harish and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be attempting to use watercolors to paint a Genshin character who will be revealed later into this video. As someone who usually uses alcohol markers or colored pencils for all of their art, this is going to be a bit different from what I usually do, but I still hope that you guys enjoy, and let's get started. So I kindly got sent Paul Rubens' Meiliang 52 color watercolor paints to use for this video, so thank you so much to them. This set does come in two different colors. There is the purple option and the blue option, and as you can see I got the blue version, which looks super cute. It's like this nice pastel blue, has a little parrot on it, and I think the packaging is super cool with this like little lock mechanism to open it up. It's very fancy, and here's what it looks like when you first look inside of it. The packaging is very secure and I love the colors already. Inside the watercolor set, there is this little info pamphlet with including all the colors, as well as this swatch card that you can use to test out how the watercolors look on this paper, but I do recommend doing it on your own paper that you're going to mainly be using for these watercolors, just because they might look or perform differently based on what type of paper you use. Furthermore, they also include these 10 little watercolor sheets, and while I won't be using them in this video, I will be posting a short later on because I do have ideas of what I want to do with them, so I definitely will be using them. Also comes with a sponge, a brush, a pencil, as well as a 0.5 size black fine liner to use to outline your drawings. Now we're going to finally start with the sketch. This isn't the actual sketch that I used because I didn't really like how it turned out, so I did end up redoing it on the page behind it, and it did end up looking a lot better. I guess now is as good of a time as any to reveal the character that I am drawing, and it is Cloud Retainer. She is from Genshin Impact like I mentioned before, and is a playable Anemo Catalyst user who's from Liyue, I believe, and she was also mentioned in some of the Archon quests in the past, and what made me want to draw her more was definitely her design, and more specifically the colors in her design. I really like all the colors, like the deep green and blue tones that contrast with the yellow accents and like the gold jewelry that she has, so I really do like how she looks. So I was very excited to draw her based off of that. I also do want to mention that we do have a discount code for you guys to use. The discount code is LWTXNRC6, aka whatever is on the screen right now, and this code is valid till April 10th, which is next Wednesday, and it ends at the end of the day, so make sure to use it right now. There is also a sale going on right now, so you guys can use that as another opportunity to purchase these watercolors. And I do want to talk a bit about the sketch before we move on to the painting process. So the only reason that I really didn't like the sketch that well was because I was drawing it in a 3/4 angle, which yes, most of the time I do tend to prefer just because it's easier for me, but I've noticed that lately I haven't been able to draw a 3/4 angle facing the right side. Like for example, as you guys can see right now, the final sketch that I actually decided to use is a 3/4 angle facing the left side, and I don't know if any other artist encounters this, basically where you can only draw a 3/4 angle on one view. You can't draw it from the other side, and for me right now I can only draw 3/4 facing this side, so it's very tricky, and so I didn't really like how the other drawing was coming out just because I had a hard time positioning the face and figuring out where the facial features would go, but I did end up really liking this sketch for the most part. Also, I am sorry for not uploading any shorts this week. I was just so busy and burnt out, and also sick last week. My immune system is just non-existent at this point, so I didn't have time to make any new OC animatics, and honestly I haven't really had any ideas to make any new ones for a while. I do have audio saved on my Instagram that I want to do with my OCs. I do have ideas, I guess, but it's just hard finding the motivation to draw them because I feel like they're becoming a bit repetitive, and I'm trying to find a way to branch out of my comfort zone in terms of doing these OC animatics, so yeah. Now that we have started painting, I want to talk a bit about the process. So I started off with a wash of a peach base color just before building on top of it because I've seen other people do that, so I'm assuming that it helps find a middle tone. It's also very funny because we are doing a watercolor project in my art class at school right now, so it's basically a watercolor landscape project, and we have to pick a picture of something that we have taken in the past and then use watercolors to paint it, and then color pencils on top of that, I think, but it's due sometime next week, and I swear I've changed my reference photo for that project at least 3 times by now, but I will be sharing it in a community post when I'm done with it like I have done with my other art projects this year. I also really want to do a portfolio video of all my art pieces at the end of the year, including the ones from this year and last year, because I did have an art class last year, but both of them were half semester, so we didn't do as many art pieces as I would do next year, for example, because next year's art class that I'm taking is a full semester elective. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Talk a bit about the product itself. It is very nice for travel, I have to say, because of the sturdy metal case, and it's very light and portable actually. Like, it's really easy to lift and it's not very heavy. And it does come with a lot of extra stuff, as you guys noticed before, like not just the watercolors. It came with like the pens, the pencils, as well as like the other watercolor sheets that I am very eager to try out. Also mentioning the colors for a bit, it does come with 52 colors, and 40 of them are premium colors, 10 are the Macron colors, and there are 2 metallics. Speaking of which, I did use one of the metallics, like the gold one, for some of the accents on Cloud Retainer's like yellow jewelry, I think. I don't know if you can see it that well right now, but you will be seeing it like in the final version. Meiliang also previously launched 48 color sets and a 36 color watercolor set, which are very popular among artists for their performance and their affordable price. So basically the 52 color palette, which is the one that I'm using right now, is an upgrade based on those previous sets, and it comes in 2 colors like I mentioned before, purple and blue. And although these watercolors are classified as student level, their quality is very close to artist level, and even with the prices being so affordable, it's definitely a really good option for like beginners if you're like me and don't use watercolors that much. So I definitely do recommend you trying them out if you are interested in getting into a new medium. I haven't even used watercolors in a hot minute, so it did take a bit for me to get back into the swing of things, but I think after doing all the base colors and starting to add in all like the soft shading and cell shading, I definitely was getting back into the swing of things. I did also do all of this in like one sitting, so that did make me a bit more impatient towards the end. So I do recommend doing watercolor paintings or paintings in general in like 2 sittings, just because I think you'll find it more enjoyable. But yeah, I also forgot originally that I could use the other half, like side of the palette, to dilute the colors more and mix them, which definitely helped, because I don't know why I forgot that, but I was literally just picking them up straight from the paint like palettes themselves. So yeah. Now we are going to be moving on to the outline, and I actually did really like adding like the drawing until I added the outline. I think I kind of ruined it in some way. I feel like I should have used colored pencils or something for the outline, because I was going for a softer look, and it's not that it doesn't look good. Like I do still like the finished product, but I just think it doesn't emulate like the softer vibe that I was going for, because I did use more pastel colors, if you guys noticed, with my watercolor art, just because I wanted a more softer look. But then when I added the stark black outline, it provided a lot of contrast that it doesn't look bad, but I feel like if I did know that it would look like this, I definitely would have harshened the colors of the actual watercolors more, just so that it would look more balanced out. By the way, I do want to mention that I did use the Canson Mixed Media sketchbook for this. It's not like professional watercolor paper or anything, but it got the job done, and I'm actually really happy with how it came out. So after this, I did go back in and I added some details with colored pencils. I think I was mainly just touching up the face by like adding a little bit of blush, because I think it got a bit lost after I did like the other colors and it washed off a little bit. And then I also added some white highlights with my white gel pen, and yeah. As always, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, thank you so much to Paul Rubens for sending this set to me to try out. I really do enjoy using it, and I'm looking forward to using it for more paintings, and stay on the lookout for that shorts video that I mentioned earlier. Remember to use the discount code, which will be in the description as well as the pinned comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!